Okay, good evening, everyone. We are back to Tuesday nights for the live drawing streams in the studio. And 8 p.m. I only have one other Tuesday where I'm going to change it up again, but that's going to be on, Halloween, because I'm not going to do Halloween. Skrilla's already here, so let's get the music off and everything. Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a good weekend, because I was just on Friday, right? That was Friday the 13th for the unofficial kind of book launch live stream drawing, that I had on Friday. So yeah, it'll be Tuesday nights again. Like I said, the only change is going to be on Halloween. Not going to do Halloween because I would like to be enjoying horror movies and such, trying to get my comments up. Hopefully Cirilla doesn't move this around too much, right, lady? Okay. And just where are we? Just a reminder, of course, that you can order the Kirkland Horror. Sales have been going pretty good so far, and actually I forgot to post about it, but whatchamacallit, on Ingram Spark right now it is listed as number 7 in the was that horror or Gaslight Fantasy? I can't remember. Gaslamp Fantasy. Good question. I don't remember. But it's at a number 7 spot, which is pretty good. That was just the seltzer lady. It wasn't a cat hissing at you. Anyway, yeah. So, funny thing about the live stream today, I have no idea what to work on because I have a bunch of ideas, but nothing concrete because I feel like I should work on something horror related, but at this point, all the prints are made, all the stickers are made for this Halloween season. So, but we'll see. Maybe I will do something horror related still. Keep it to witches and such. Anyway, let's get over to, Cirilla's in the studio, of course. But I want to make sure my Patreons are getting the shout out. And then we can get started with this stuff. Actually, what's on the table right now are like 2 unfinished pieces. This is a developmental piece for the next, not the Chadiana issue that is not unpublished but finished, but the one that follows that one. And then, of course, I had a Gandalf piece that I was doing, but not sure about that one yet. Anyway, hey, lady, what's up? We gotta have our 10 minutes of you first, right? That's okay. Only got a couple things. Oh my god, out of my bag, right? Because we were working on sketches last week. You can just try to take up all the attention, right? Yeah, of course. Hello. Get over to the comment section. I see one. Hey, Sarah. Good evening. Oh my god. I'm just gonna take this out one of these days. I know. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. And we're getting ready for Salem. I am sort of getting ready for it. I guess part of it's kind of weird, right? Because I have to have everything done so early, and I'm staying with a couple of friends in Cape Cod for a few days before I go up to Salem. I feel like all the prep is done at this point. I got to put in my print order, but essentially, like, nothing, like, over the next week and a half, there's nothing new to do for Salem other than getting there and setting up. So it's strange. It's like I don't know what to work on now because of that. Hi, lady. What's up? What's up? What are we doing? What are we doing? You're making it very hard to keep it. Oh my God. You're just like aggressively attacking my hand right now. What's up, lady? Hello. Hello. There are people on the live stream that might want to see me draw. You know that, right? You hear me? Oh my God. Oops. Oh, no. Turn the phone off for a second. Okay, we're back. Well, not off, the screen off for a second. My God, lady. You're a terrorist. You're a love terrorist. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. You need a few more whips to the face with a fluffy tail before you begin. Yeah, it seems to be that way. I've been on other people's shows while she's come up and just been like in the middle of talking with the tail just like whipping across me. So like, at some point, all you've seen, she usually calms down, but it's like, I don't know, this thing starts and she needs her 10 minutes of fame. Because it couldn't just be 5, Sarah. You need to do it extra. All right. At some point, the drawing will commence. No, don't start playing with the cord. Oh, you're just a lovely cat, aren't you? Oh, beauty. Oh, beauty. All right. You're going to come on the chair here and... Oh, man. Oh, I really thought she was taking it out. That's not my drawing. That's just the cover of the Bristol board, of course. Oh, Cirilla. You're just like... It's never ending with you, is it? Isn't it? It's never ending. It's never ending. Okay. We done? You done? Are you done? Maybe you are not done. No? Okay. Yeah, it's a weird feeling right now because, oh my God, hello. Yes, lady. Hi. Oh man, don't start going after that stuff. It's a strange thing at the moment. Again, because I have all my stuff done for Salem. So it's like, what do you work on now? What do you work on when all the horror stuff is done? Hi, lady. I'm gonna come down and oh my God. Oh man. Everyone's gonna see the dirty floor. All my stacked papers and everything, right? That's what you want to do. You want to expose me on a live stream. Well, this is just fun. It's so much fun. Hope it's fun for you. Anyone who's watching, including Sarah, who I think is still here. Oh man. Yes, hi, lady. This is extra from you today. This is extra. Extra Cirilla. Oh man. I feel like I should do like a fake beginning at 7:30. It's okay, Sarah. I'll be all right. I'm not going to see her for a week, so I guess all things considered. Hey, Rob, how you doing? There wasn't a link to the stickers because a lot of them are actually I'm gonna have on my table. I don't know if you're coming to the street fair, but I'm trying to get them up on Redbubble as well. They won't be the same as the ones I sell because the ones I'm selling, I mean, they're the same designs, but they won't be the same exact stickers because Redbubble does a print on demand, and the stickers I have are from Sticky Brand. So no, I didn't put a link up. But Rob, if you're not going to come to the street fair, and you do want to order them from Redbubble, I will tell you this in advance. Next week, Redbubble is doing like a 30% off sale, so you might want to wait till next week. But yeah, most of the designs are up there. There might be a couple that I still have to add in, or again, you can get it from me at a table. I'll have them there, including one that I didn't put in the video. Oh man, it's back there. Hang on a second. I finally opened it up, but these, I forgot to put this one in the video. This one is actually a freebie. I think I showed it last time, but it was still in the plastic because I had just gotten them. But yeah, there's my website on there. Rightist, JM DeSantis. So, you can take them and stick them in bathrooms and rest stops all over the country. Or, stick them on something you want. But, there's the other option, Rob, which is you tell me which ones you want. And I'm mailing it. You want to go to the street fair, but rain. Yeah. Unfortunately, they moved it because of the rain, and now it's going to rain again. So, can't win. Oh my God, Thrilla. At some point, I'm going to start drawing, and, your presence is making it difficult. Yeah, so, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the rain is probably going to be a deterrent for people. I do have a tent. I got a tent with walls. I invested in this nice tent mostly because of Salem, but also because, I don't know, I'm still hoping to do the Lunar Fair. And of course, the street fair I do. So, yeah, Rob probably just got kicked off of. Hey, Sorella. Jeez, you are. I don't think I should call it live stream drawing anymore. Well, now I moved it to live with JMD, but I think I should just call it, something about the cat. It shouldn't even be a live drawing stream. Come on. I gave up my good office chair so you could have the comfortable spot. Yes. All right. I can get started now. Hair all over my face now. Anyway. Oh yeah, you're just gonna settle into that chair after all of that. All right, so where were we? Yeah, I was working on that Alice and everything. I do have to get them done. Ooh, this was an abandoned idea. Well, not abandoned. Let me say not abandoned. I was going to get a succubus piece done. I was going to get a headless horseman piece. There were all these other witches. I guess I could work on some of the Lovecraft stuff, yeah, because that will still have some. I was going to do a Happy Halloween thing. Is that her smiling? And Gentleman Cthulhu, if you have that. I don't have Yeah, so all of the stickers are coming with me to Salem. The Chadiana, I haven't put out the Chadiana stickers yet. That's actually a green. The smile is just a witch's smile. Purple lipstick, green skin. But I can still get you that one, Rob. And then the only Gentleman Cthulhu one I have is the one that says cheers with the whatchamacallit, the tentacle mustache. That's the one. That was the sketch for that pumpkin witch. So anyway, oh yeah, but the all of the stickers will be on sale. Oh my God, Cirilla. Oh my God. You are okay. Oh, you mean the sketchbook I'm working in? Yeah, I mean this is my sketchbook, so it'll be with me. Sure. I always have my sketchbook with me just in case I need to work in it, which you want a smoking jacket Cthulhu in a chair by the fire. You know, it's funny that you mention that, because I really should have a Gentleman Cthulhu sticker, even though I did not get one done. I can't say that I'll have it for Salem, but we could start working on something like that, Rob. Right? There's the unfinished Halloween piece I was going to do. We got those that are unfinished. Right? Some of these. Smoking jacket Cthulhu in a chair by a fire. I feel like I got to do prints of him and stickers. Well, let's see what we can do. It's been a minute since I've drawn Gentleman Cthulhu, actually. So warm-up's always good. I really want to bring the character back, but I have to get Chadiana done first. Actually, there are Chadiana stickers that I haven't put out yet. I'm going to put them out next year, probably. Because I just, that's a funny thing is, other than maybe some holiday stuff, I don't know. I got to get back to drawing Chadiana pages, so I don't know how much new merch I'm going to put out by the end of the year. Like the pieces that I've finished, but I feel like I went a little overboard this year, which is fine because now I have a lot of stock of stuff. I keep seeing this ad on YouTube for this. I guess it's a D&D fan-made expansion called Crooked Moon, which they're kickstarting. And it just has a song that's like just stuck in my head. So yeah, it's funny. The last week last week I did some drawing, but I haven't drawn in a few days, which is not like me, but I think between the Kirkland Horror coming out and getting ready for Salem and all these shows, I just and I'm trying to like organize. It's funny, my dad and I were talking very recently that my apartment is like a mess because when I'm away, a lot of times he'll come by and feed Thrilla and stuff like that. So he's seen like my boxes just keep piling up in the apartment because I keep ordering new product. And of course, I'm selling through some of it, but then I have all this like stock that's just sitting in the apartment. And because I'm always doing a show, I never have time to like really organize it and put it away. So now that so much of the Salem stuff has gotten finished, I have a little time to then whatchamacallit, I have a little time to go through some of my stock, you know. Somewhere in this, I went a little awry. Oh, got a little closer to it at the moment. I have to get back to Kirkland Horror. I got sidetracked with a book called Delirium's Muse and the Sword of Kaigan. Well, you should always read more interesting books, Rob. I mean, honestly. But that must be tough. I can read two different types of books at the same time. Like, I mean, an informational book and a fiction book. So a nonfiction and a fiction, but I can't read two fiction books together. It's like trying to watch two movies. I feel like I start losing track of what's going on. I think this one's starting to lose its no, this one's in good shape. Sometimes the pens that are starting to wear out, I'll use them as sketching pens. Another artist pro tip that's just going to get lost in the episodes of my live drawing. But yeah, use older or dying markers for sketching because you don't want to use them for your finished stuff. Actually, it's definitely been a while since I've drawn him because he is looking a little rough at the moment. I appreciate that, Sarah. I don't know how much he looks great, but he looks all right. He's just, it's been, again, so long since I've drawn him. It's been a long time. Delirium's Muse is a library book, so I always feel the need to return. Sword of Kaigan is 600 plus pages, so I'm putting in the time. No, I totally get that. So here's a question for you, Rob, since you're such a big reader. I have found, and this might be personal taste, and I love long books. I feel like 350 to like 480 pages, just under the 500 mark, is like perfect. Because I do find that books that push the 600 to like even 800 page size, a lot of the times it just feels like they could have been edited down quite a bit. And maybe I'm speaking this way because it's how I feel about George R.R. Martin's writing. I feel like a lot of times it's like, yeah, he could have cut like about 50,000 words out of the book about the length of the Kirkland Horror, and it would have been a better book. It's not that I don't, I love reading. I love very verbose writing. I mean, I'm a big Tolkien fan, but yeah, I feel like long books don't necessarily mean that they're better. In fact, I think there's like a hindrance on them. I wish the Kirkland Horror had turned out longer, but not 600 pages long. Like I said, 350 to 480 seems to be like the sweet spot, in my opinion. But maybe you feel differently. I don't know. I would love to know your thoughts on that, though. Book length. What are you doing to me over there? My antivirus software is telling me about a scan it ran. And I feel like this isn't the time. I'm in the middle of a live stream. Just like a routine scan, by the way. Nothing to be concerned about. I think it runs obviously it runs quick scans all the time, but I think a couple times a week it runs other scans. Actually, I would have the fireplace on the other side, obviously, but I haven't started with putting him over there. It's true, though. That is kind of missing from his comic. It's just him in that dark room. Maybe with a relaunch, I can get him a fireplace. The budget will get a little higher. Fantasy 600 pages or more, you have to be ready for world building and understand that nothing happens till 150 pages. And that's true, but I don't know. I like world building that happens like as you go through the story, And I love long descriptions. I mean, I'm a big fan of like Victorian era literature, which is just nothing but long descriptions. I just feel like, I don't know. I want the world building to be woven into the story so it's more seamless. I don't like info dumps. I don't like long explanations of things. I don't know. I feel like it gets a little bit tedious if it's not relevant to what's happening. Probably why the Kirkland horror turned out the way it did, because, I was experimenting in that with more of the environmental and, telling only the necessary bits of lore for the story. In fact, I even had to add stuff in successive drafts because I really went bare bones with it. Trying to just drop as many hints as possible toward things, but not explain it all in full. I had to add in more explanation so people didn't get completely lost. I mean, don't get me wrong, world building is great, but it's like, even Tolkien left a lot for the appendices and stuff. It was like extras that you could read if you wanted to, but it wasn't like in the story itself. He'd add little glimpses to things, but nothing that's, his descriptions are pretty full some of the times, especially, people make the joke that he always describes every tree and pebble in Middle Earth, but he doesn't go into this long thing about how wizards work or, certain things in the world building. He doesn't talk about the calendar in the actual books. It's like just supplemental reading that's there if you want it. And I guess I just appreciate that a little bit more. Whew. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what I just did there, but it wasn't right. That's all right. I can make it look right, though. It's supposed to be regular bricks. Now they're going to be... well, it's not going to work if I don't cross something over, though. I don't know what you're doing, but... Well, it's supposed to work better than that. Anyway. There's a Cthulhu in an armchair with a fireplace behind him, unfortunately, Rob. But I don't know how I could do it as a print, something like this. It wouldn't work as a sticker. I'd have to do more of like a bust in a chair, something more like, a rounded sticker, maybe with some kind of edge to it, so it has a little bit of that like Victorian era label shape to it, and then you just have like him in the middle with the chair behind him. That's not clear enough. Something like that. If my little chicken scratch makes any sense to you, and then have a print, but with the fireplace obviously over there. Right? Maybe a book in his hand. but I think it's a good idea. Justice of Kings, I'm sorry, Richard Swan is a trilogy, but you can get a lot from the first book. The drawing is a riot. I love it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. See, it's too bad Steph Wilson's not here. He doesn't think I can finish something in a live stream, but I just knocked that out in 20 minutes. I think it was 20 because, I know Cirilla took up about 10, 15 minutes at the beginning, and we're only 35 minutes in. So, yeah, I can work quick when I need to. And it wound up being a pretty good warm-up. So what's it going to be? Let's see. My hair's going to get crazy when I do that. My hair's already nuts. But anyway. The thing is, I'd want to put like an actual frame around him. Like something to make the piece look interesting. We'll get there. Sorry, that's probably really loud because it's over by the microphone over there. All right. Wow. And I just covered up all my tools. Every single one of them. All right. Well, let's get them going. Might have to move that a little bit. Maybe good to keep it up on the table. Clips come in handy when you're doing this stuff, huh? Have I ever drawn Cirilla? Technically, yes. And I say technically because I did do a bunch of cat sticker designs, which I haven't printed or uploaded yet, just because, again, I've been working so much on the Halloween stuff. But I did put a cat, actually, no, twice. During the Lovecraft series that I did, that was kind of like Inktober. I did put Cirilla in, what is that story? The Cats of Uthal, I think, Uthar. I put Cirilla in that image, and then, yeah, I kind of used her as a model. I'll see if I can find it over here. Go into the stacks, go into the stacks. So, I mean, it should be in here. I don't see it, Sarah. I'm not sure what I did with her. On these over here, maybe. Huh. it pays to be better organized with my work, I suppose. But it is somewhere out there. I think if you scroll through my Instagram, you'll probably find the. Actually, you know what? It's on YouTube as well. There's a video. No, it's not. No, I took it down because I wanted to re-edit it with some kind of sound. Because when I recorded that video, my friend Jackie was talking about something, and I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't want that up on YouTube. I didn't realize. No, if you go to my Instagram, there's a small video where I'm inking it. Did I ever post it when it was done? There is a cat that's on it. That was Cirilla, yeah. Cirilla was the fireplace would have to go over there. Put some logs on that fireplace. It's so hard to see because I draw so light when I start. And for some reason, I'm getting like a weird shadow over there, aren't I? Makes it even harder. Maybe don't clip it onto the board. Try to move this down. Still can't see it that well. Maybe it's just a glare. No, there is a weird shadow there. Oh, well, it is what it is, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Wow, imagine if I actually finished this tonight. Then you can see a whole piece come together, soup to nuts. Usually, though, it doesn't go that quick as far as like having an idea and then, well, but Gentleman Cthulhu I've drawn so many times, so I suppose it makes sense. You like the pencil sound. So there's another funny thing, right, Sarah? And I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm not even highlighting these comments that everyone is saying. Dumb. So, you know, I'm like responding to things, and anybody that watches this later, they're just like, oh, what the hell? You know, like, what about these here, you know? The Smoking Jacket Cthulhu, which is how we got to there. Reading other things. You think he looks great. Blah, blah, blah. We're getting through. If I've ever drawn a thriller, I was answering that. Pencil sound. Yeah, I actually have thought about making ASMR videos on YouTube with stuff like the pencil going and, you know, that sort of thing, because apparently people like that stuff. Whatever I can do to just get my views and you know, maybe some watch hours in. I wouldn't put ads on that because it doesn't really do anybody any good unless there's only ads before and after. But if the ASMR gets broken up by the ads. But yeah, I have thought about it. I really have. I think that, and I can even loop it. I could just record myself drawing for, I don't know, 40 minutes or whatever and just loop that. Thank you. I probably will do it. I'm just still waiting for certain things from somebody I'm working with about like a intro for my YouTube videos, and I have some other videos that I've recorded some stuff that I really wanted to um, start using to make actual video content for. I mean, I uploaded a video today, but it was basically the same thing I posted on Instagram and Facebook and everything, which was just my stickers. So it was kind of like a promotional video, not really anything, not anything very, entertaining, I would say, which is kind of the point. You want to have like entertaining things on YouTube. So Gear by Doug Tennaple. Great comic where dopey cats fight dogs that have giant robots. Something about that sounds familiar, actually, Rob. I may have seen and or heard of it before. Not bad, I guess, but I never picked it up, obviously. That's funny. I appreciate you putting in all that work for me, Sarah. As I've said to people about, well, Dwayne, who shows up on these live streams sometimes, and he's one of the Patreon supporters I have. He's one of like 3 that have supported me since the beginning. If I had more fans like him, which you're shaping up to be like that, Rob's like that, where, like, they'll like all my posts, they try to watch all my stuff. They did, like, if I had about like even like 100 of those fans, I'd be doing pretty good. I would not be able to complain. The thing is, too, those are the people that I tend to really have more of like a bond with. In fact, like, Dwayne and I have become friends over the years just because, I mean, Dwayne's been around since, I think, my first or second year at Baltimore, which was, my first year was 2012, my second year was 2013, which incidentally is when I met Chris Campana, who is now of Ghost Rider and Red Goblin fame, because he's doing stuff for Marvel, which I couldn't honestly be happier for him. Maybe, well, if he was working on Spider-Man or he was working on He-Man for Mattel, or Masters of the Universe, really, those would be the 2 properties that then I could say I couldn't be happier for him about. But essentially, I couldn't be happier for him because he's really been wanting that. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked as usual. Yeah, I appreciate you going through and liking all that stuff. I really do. I appreciate it when anybody does that. I'm always humbled and amazed and surprised when people really get into my work. When I say I need more fans like that, I just mean like, on the end of like just getting more of my work out there, and but I'm doing better with it. But I've only known you a short while. I'm already a fan, so the army is growing. Yeah, well, I'm doing better at promoting. I definitely have. And for some reason, and I don't want to say who or, tell anybody's stories for them. I heard that some people didn't do as well at Fan Expo Boston, but I did fantastic. It's still my best show that I did this year. And there were some other good shows. I mean, Terrificon's always good. I did really well at CT Gamer Con. One of the New Jersey horror shows was good so far. Actually, well, most of all my shows have been good, but I mean like substantially good. Fan Expo Boston was one of them. And I was surprised because I heard from other people that it wasn't their best show. They did better at Terrificon or something like that, but you never know. Anyway, yeah, I had a good show, so anybody that found me there hopefully will stick around for a while as a fan, but I appreciate that. I appreciate when people find an immediate connection to my work that they want to keep supporting. I'm not, of course, against somebody taking a while to warm up to it, because that's how it was with H.P. Lovecraft's work for me. Yeah, it's too bad you weren't able to come by at Granite. Or maybe you did and I was away from. I remember you saying that you weren't able to get to me, but that was a first time show. But that was another one that run really well. I've been having some good shows, and I'm doing. Oh, because I did that horror show this past weekend. I believe that puts me at 36 for this year. I don't know how I could possibly add another one in, but if the Lunar Fair in New Jersey wanted me to do a weekday, or something came up and I was getting offered a table somewhere, yeah, I probably would still say yes. That's how the one in Asbury Park happened. A friend of mine, Damon Mangs, couldn't do the show, so he passed along my info to the showrunner. And it was a small event, but it was really nice. I met some cool people. Speaking of which, there's one woman I connected with who runs a horror fiction blog and website that mentioned doing an interview, and I should really follow up because she said I would hear from her on Monday, and I didn't. So sometimes I'm bad at that, the follow-up part. I always feel like I'm just bothering people. Hello again, lady. Just in time for me to have only really started getting moving with this. And now you are poised, ready to interrupt the live stream once again. I don't think standing on that paper is going to be helpful to you. Let's move this up. Yes. That's what she wants to do. She wants to just like swat at whatever I'm working with as far as the tool goes, and then she wants to get pet with the hand that is using said tool, or she'll try to chew on it. And she does this even when it's not during a live stream. Yeah, that's the way she is. She is just very cute. But she can quickly derail the whole creative process. But what does she know? What does she know? All right, really? You okay? It's funny. The shortened name for Cirilla is supposed to be Siri, but I call her Rill or Rilly all the time because I don't know, that just makes more sense to me. Wonder if Rob is still on the stream. He got me drawing this. Well, at least he gave me something to draw because I really had no idea what I was going to do on this stream. Better to do, better to do. Oh my God. You know, that's the thing. If you just stayed right there, Cirilla, it would work out great. If I gave them like hands and then turn them into claws. Oh, that works so much better, doesn't it? Dun, 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 don't worry, Cirilla, it's not falling on you. It's just, it's funny how these always look so weird on camera, but like up close, there's a lot more going on. I don't know. I don't like how my artwork looks on camera. I'm sure it's just me being too picky and whatever you call it, overly self-critical. But that's what I do, right, Cirilla? I think people would want to see your face for a second. Hello, lady. Oh, yeah, we can't. Can we get you? Hi. Yeah. The whole live stream can see you right now. Oh, lady. How you doing? All right, I'm gonna move it up again. Oh yeah, now you're like, oh, I got a taste of the camera. I want more. Oh my God! Don't delete or block the user. What are you doing? See, that's the danger of her getting her face on that. Sorry, Sarah. She almost kicked you out. Just goes to show you can never trust a cat. Right, lady? Oh, that's not true. You're blocking the whole. Does she come like chaos? I feel like this cat is chaos sometimes. She's just as crazy as I am, but in a different way. It depends on the day, though. Yeah, sometimes she does calm it. I'll tell you this. She does keep me out of my head to a certain extent. Not completely, because I definitely get in my head too much, but it's almost like she kind of reminds me to just come back to reality sometimes. So in a way, I guess she does, but I wouldn't say it's the most I don't know that she, yeah, I guess she does calm me at times, but a lot of times, yeah, it is just kind of like she's pulling me out of it. Because, even at the drafting table, right, when I'm sitting here drawing, not on a live stream, like what's happening right now, she'll come up and it kind of reminds me to just take a break sometimes. Because she'll let me, depending on the day, pick her up. And I do it gently. And I think she's gotten used to when I say either you want to come up or you want to come here. And I'll put my hands underneath her. And sometimes she's cooperative and sometimes she wants to get right out of my arms, in which case I let her go, But sometimes she just like lays right here, I just walk around with her. And yeah, it does kind of pull me into a more calm and I guess what some people like to call present moment. She's good for that. But I feel like she can be chaotic too, because when she gets excited, she is like a dog. She just runs all over the apartment. She's jumping off of furniture, and there's been a few times where because she usually does it when I'm walking or pacing around or something, and sometimes I'm trying to get my steps in or whatever, and she'll be running and she'll like jump, especially off of the bed. And sometimes I go to turn and I have like hip checked her right out of the air on accident because, she just happens to be she happens to be flying in the direction that I'm turning or moving, and she's never gotten hurt, but it's always a shock to her system. We play sometimes. I take out what is it? The laser pointer. She's got a hanging mouse over there. Sometimes I'll kick it back and forth with her. Sometimes I wrestle her with like my socked feet because she'll gently claw or bite. So I just like, make sure I have my socks on so I don't get accidentally nicked or anything. Okay. Do 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 boo boo do 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 do.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. All right. I've actually bought these new gloves to help keep my paper clean. Well, also and to keep my hand from activating my touchscreen on my computer when I'm coloring. But they came in a pack, so I figured why not use one for drawing and one for whatchamacallit. You know what, Real? I feel like using a regular pencil. Not. Do I know what he's reading at? No, I actually I've been thinking about it. What exactly he would be reading. Thought about an Eldritch God's Guide to Humans or something. Sort of tells the viewer what his comic is about. You know, it's a side thing I haven't spoken about either, but GoDaddy's new setup is not really that's my it's my website hosting service. It's not really letting me update my WordPress sites properly. So, like, not only were there other reasons why I sort of like put the Gentleman Cthulhu webcomic on an unofficial hiatus, but with the reasons I did, there was also the fact that like I can't update the site because like I don't know, it won't save new media to the proper folder, and no matter what I've done to troubleshoot it, it's not working. Unfortunately, I know this shouldn't be the case, but with all the social media posting I do and all the conventions I'm doing and updating my Redbubbles and my Redbubble store, and you know, I guess fixing a problem like that on a website just has not been the top priority. I don't know if that's the way it should be, but it is part of what's been happening. But besides Chadiana, I do have to give my Gentleman Cthulhu fans something new as well, because his hiatus has just been, oh wait, no, light's over there. His hiatus has been, I know some people have been disappointed about it because he's just kind of a goofy, fun character. But
like yeah, well, that's one of the stickers I posted is actually his handlebar tentacle mustache, the one that says cheers. Because that's how all the comics would and do end, with him saying cheers. But hold on, Wonder Woman, that's 2B. HB, here we go. He oh yeah, whoops. That was one of the very specific additions that I wanted to put on. Actually, for a little bit of time, I had a handlebar mustache. I was doing that as part of my hair was shorter and I had a handlebar mustache. I wore it well, but it would be strange to wear it now with all the gray in it. I can, yeah, I didn't do it overly long, so it didn't get like to a, and I'm not saying this because I feel that they are, but it didn't get like to a goofy stage where it was just like really big or long, but you know, I kept it pretty trim. The handlebars were just nice small circles, you know. It stayed generally like the middle of my face and cheeks. Yeah. And I didn't have it for that long, maybe a year and a half, but it became so iconic that people thought they always knew me with it when they definitely did not, because I only did it for a year and a half, and they had known me longer than that. Longer than when I started doing it, and of course long after I had it. Because I think I did it, maybe in 2015, 2016. It was pretty short-lived. I think I tried to bring it back at one point for a very short period of time. It's just high maintenance. It really is. So I didn't want to continue to do it for that reason. Just started becoming a pain, waxing it every single day, and then you had to make sure you were brushing it every single day, and some days you'd have a bad mustache hair day, so then it would not look great, and then if you had a cold, that would be difficult, you know. Something as simple as blowing your nose, eating soup, eating anything really, like everything just was it was so much form over function. It just it started getting in the way. So yeah, so I trimmed it off, and it's a lot to grow one back because from fully shaven, it takes at least 5 months for me to get the hair long enough in my mustache that I could do that. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh no, not much. Me and my friend Tim Jones, who writes and draws Sour Grapes, we went out both nights, but pretty local to the hotel. And then the one night, it was also Ryan Santos and Bill Anderson, all artists. And if you don't know who they are, but yeah, we didn't go too far. I forget where the one place was. A small chain. It was God, I can't remember it. It was something 101 or 103 or I don't. It had a number in it. And then the other night was a pizza place that was a little bit of a further drive. Well, actually, the first night was the pizza place, and then the second night was it was just me and Tim. But yeah, we walked maybe 10 minutes. We didn't go too far. That's a funny thing about doing conventions is typically I do not get to do any real sightseeing because by the time the convention gets out, I want to go get dinner. Sometimes I don't even want to get to the room. I just want to get to dinner first, which other people usually go to their room first and then go to dinner. And then, by the time I'm done with dinner, I just want to either get to bed right away or just unwind a little bit. And it's usually too late to go out anywhere at that point. And then, the convention opens for people. Most conventions open at 10 unless there's a VIP time, which is usually 9 or 9:30. So, yeah, I'm usually back in the convention hall by 8 o'clock. So, yeah, unfortunately, I never got to sightsee unless I stay extra days like I'm doing in Salem. And I've done that before, right? There were 2 times I went to Boston where I sight saw, and actually one time I went to Boston where we also drove up to Salem for a couple of days. And then, but I've only done that with Boston because I love Boston, but I'm trying to think if I've done it anywhere else. other than adding Salem into it that one time. But that was after Fan Expo. No, Boston Comic Con. It was still Boston Comic Con at the time. Ooh, might have been the last year it was Boston Comic Con. Oh, that would make sense. Before it was officially Fan Expo. I might have done a little bit of sightseeing in Maryland. I mean, this time I went to Poe's grave this past Baltimore Comic Con, but it's again not something you can really do at night. I ran out over there before the first day of the show started because on a Friday it starts late. Usually starts later. Caramel apple or something. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, like I said, my family's going to be there too. My brother, sister-in-law, my nieces, and my mom and dad are going up. But yeah, they're not going to be around the whole time. I told them, we've got a couple of days before, and we'll try to do some stuff together. But I'm going to be in my tent from 10 a.m. Well, before 10 a.m., right? But the Haunted Happenings market opens at 10 a.m. and it goes until 8 p.m. So, yeah, I mean, I might have to take you up on that, honestly. But they'll probably drop something off to me, too, because I already told them, like, I'm not going to have dinner with you guys on Saturday for sure, because, Sunday it ends at 6, but Saturday, 8 o'clock. And just like you might have to run me some food when you're done eating. I don't mind. I might take a break at one point, if I can get my sister-in-law or like my dad or something to just watch the tent for maybe a half hour here or half hour there. Also, my sister-in-law is making some crocheted stuff for it too. I told her if she themed it to, the stuff that I do, I would put some on my table and, we'd work out a way to split it because she's not really working that fair. She's just, but she started her little side hustle with her crocheted keychains and little stuffed animals. It's called Lucky Little Loops. Can I post into the comments from here? No, I can't do it on there. I gotta do it on the computer. Hang on, I gotta take this down because of the way I got this set up right now. She's on Instagram with it. Come on, close this fire scan crap here. Those are called Lucky Lil Loops, I think is how she spells it. I think that's how she spells it. Lucky Lil Loops. So it'd be like at Lucky Lil Loops. That's her thing. Yeah, well, it kind of, so yeah, I wouldn't have you watch the booth, but I mean, to go and run me something, I mean, I'm always appreciative of that when fans are willing to do that. It's on Insta. Yeah, she's on Instagram. I think that's what it is on Instagram. I can't exit out of anything right now to go check, but I'm pretty sure. As far as my family coming, it was just like, so it's funny, like my mother's birthday is October 16th. My birthday is November 2nd. My niece Lily is October 20th. And my grandmother Rose was the same day. She's passed away this year, though. It was October 20th. So, October gets busy. I used to do New York Comic Con pretty regularly. You got all these birthdays. I love Halloween. So my mother and sister-in-law individually were each saying, like, oh, we should do something special for Halloween. And I was already looking into doing Salem because I was getting so much good feedback about it from people and recommendations, doing all these new for me, new horror shows. Oh, how about that? November 2nd, baby. That's awesome, Rob. I didn't know that. Now I do. I've met people who have their birthdays in proximity to mine, but that would only be the second person that I've heard of that has a November 2nd birthday. So that's cool. Yeah, so there's so it's always very tight around this time of the year anyway. And when they were saying, oh, we should do something special for Halloween this year for the, because especially with COVID, we haven't gone to like a haunted house or, because I love doing walkthroughs or hay rides, all that stuff. I'm into anything. If you slap Halloween on it, I'm there. So, when I was looking into Salem, I was like, well, I can get a good deal on the hotel because I'm a vendor in the market. We'd have to stay in Danvers next, which is next door. But my friend Matt lives out there, Matt Farley, who, that's another one you should check out. Oh my God. Back down again. Matt Farley of Moturn Media. Yeah, it's really at arm's length. Actually, he sung a J.M. DeSantis song. There's a J.M. DeSantis song that he created, which is on YouTube. So anyway, I haven't seen Matt in a few years because we used to do a show together in Poughkeepsie, New York, and he lives in Danvers. So I was like, that's another thing. I'm going to get to see him after a number of years. I was like, hey, Matt, I'm going to be in Danvers. But yeah, so staying in Danvers, I'm all over the place. Yeah, that's how the trip got planned. It was kind of like I'm going to be there anyway. Would you guys like to go? I'll turn it into half of a vacation for me. Yeah, I wish. I do wish. The thing is, like, I'll tell you the honest truth. My brother and sister-in-law are never going to move up that way. And they're the two that have kids. So then my parents are never going to move to Boston. So then I'd have to leave my whole family behind and a lot of my friends that are down here. Of course, I have friends up that way too, but it just, I don't know. You'll be moving to Peabody. Where's Peabody? Is it? Maybe I've seen it on a map. Is it near Salem? Why do I feel like I have seen it? Yeah, near Salem. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I thought when I was looking at the layout of what was around there that Peabody was on the map. That's cool. I mean, honestly, since I don't want to live in Boston, just because I don't want to live in a city proper, but I want to be close to it. If I lived between Salem and Boston, that would be great. Yeah, Boston's just awesome. I grew up in New Jersey. New York is right across the river, but it can't compete. I'm sorry. All the New Yorkers and New Jerseyans will probably hate me for saying it. I'm always a little self-conscious saying it, but I love Boston. That's where I want to be. Speaking of Boston, you know what I've never been to up there though, even though I have, sight saw and I visit a lot of the historical places and graveyards and all kinds of stuff. I've never been to the Boston Library though, which I hear is like the biggest in I think the country or one of the biggest in the world. I don't think it could be the biggest in the world. I think it's the biggest in the country though. The Boston Library, and I just think that's awesome. I'll probably get lost in there. So that's the thing about me and libraries or bookstores. I could spend all my time in them. I don't even have to buy anything. I can just walk around aimlessly looking at book spines and feeling so relaxed. Yeah, it really is. Mm. Mm. But I guess it makes sense for me. I mean, if I'm writing books and comics and stuff like that, I should feel good in a library or a bookstore. Although, there are some people that are creators that don't do a whole lot of reading, which I find. I mean, okay, so how do I put it? To be an artist and not be a reader, I don't think it's a great idea because I do think you should read. But it's a little bit more understandable. But I honestly don't know how you create things and not be a fan in that industry. Although, at the same time, there was a period of time in my life where I really was not reading comics, but I was working in it. I read more of them now than I did for a long time. So, I get it, but I don't at the same time. And I think that's why I made a concerted effort to read more comics because I was just like, how do I work in an industry where I'm not reading the stuff? I just don't read superhero stuff. It's just not my thing. Not as much as it used to be. And I definitely have posted about it. I always like the obscure stuff anyway. I read Battle Chasers during its first run. I was reading Spawn growing up. I was reading Ghost Rider. I didn't really have. I mean, I always see a Batman movie when it comes out, but it's the only superhero, like true superhero, that I feel like I've got any kind of attachment to. It's just not my thing. I feel like I'm just going over the same lines again and again. But I'm not thinking about it too much, which is good. No, you're not distracting. You're fine. I mean, I always enjoy the live streams better when people are asking questions and stuff because I can, believe it or not, it does help because, like, I'm thinking less about what I'm drawing, which is actually ideal. You know, I have a very, my opinion about art or writing or anything like that is more, and it's probably from all my years of, well, when I was doing martial arts. I'm obviously very out of shape right now, but um, it's got a very zen quality to it. I just feel like it's going its best when you're kind of like in the moment of it, but not thinking about it. You're just kind of like doing it. But it takes a while to get to that point, and everybody's got their off days. But the chat always helps me, keep it going. Comic Try Too Much Coffee Man by Shannon Wheeler. Too Much Coffee Man. That one sounds familiar too. I just can't remember where I've heard of it. Too Much Coffee Man. Though the title offends me. Well, I do say, no, I'm not going to say the title offends me. I love coffee, but I do think you can drink too much of it in a single day. Yeah. What was I doing for MA? Do you mean NMA in Massachusetts? Or what, like, maybe I'm not understanding the question. I don't mind you asking. It's just, what was I doing? Oh, martial arts. Yeah, that makes sense. I did, so I started with Taekwondo when I was 16, and I did that for many years. Probably could have got my black belt, but when I started college, I didn't feel like I was really putting in the time that I should be. So I did what I do with my art. Basically, I told myself that I was not doing well enough that I should pursue a black belt at that time, so I didn't. And I was actually thinking about becoming a instructor. Like that was another. I rarely talk about it anymore because I feel like I'm so out of shape. But I thought like I would do the art and writing during the day, and then a few nights a week I would teach Taekwondo or martial arts. Have a school. And then at some point I realized that like I don't think I could put in the sufficient time to all of that. But and then I did Muay Thai for 2 years with sporadic classes in Filipino stick fighting and a little bit of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but really I didn't take to it as much. I don't know. I just feel like the pragmatic side of me was more like, not that I'm the type of person that like gets into fights all the time, but it's like if I were to get in a fight, the last thing I want to do is be on the ground. So I don't know. I just was like, and I enjoy, I don't know, the physicality of punching and kicking more. No, it's not an unhappy topic at all. I think the only thing I'm unhappy about in the sense of anything is just that, like, I don't know. I kind of like just didn't keep pursuing it as much as I should have. I don't want to say it's a regret, but just not that I always had to be like, how do I put it? So when I first, like when I was in college, I always thought I'm definitely going to keep up with martial arts for the very reason that I knew that even if I wasn't going to do it as a career, which was fine, I got to a point where I was comfortable with that decision. But even if I wasn't going to do it as a career, art and writing, I was going to be sitting all day, for sure. So I was like, I need a activity, or something that I do that I enjoy, which is physical, to offset all the sitting I'm doing. And that was always very important to me. But part of it could be just developing my depression and anxiety developing more severely. Part of it could just be, life happens. I had some rough years for a while, and working out was very tough. It's tough right now, actually, but the thing is, like, I enjoy it, and I didn't have to be like a UFC fighter or anything, but I always wanted to keep my skill set up with it. So I guess, it's not an unhappy topic. I don't want it to be like that, but I don't like, some of the reason I don't like talking about it in some regards is just like, I kind of feel like a poser if I'm not currently actually working out and studying it to say, oh, I've studied martial arts. I guess because I take it seriously. And then the other part of me is kind of disappointed that I didn't keep up with it more. So, but it's not an unhappy topic. If anything, and I guess I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. It's just one of those things that kind of fell by the wayside as life moved forward. And I say I'm doing pretty well because I'm keeping up with my art and my writing. So, those didn't get, that stuff never fell apart, because I meet people all the time that are like, oh yeah, I used to write and draw and I don't do that anymore. And, for me, it's just kind of the martial arts stuff. I try to get back into a rhythm, and then I kind of fall off again. But it was really, so let me put it this way. I was not a particularly athletic kid. I liked soccer, but I didn't really get into baseball. I never understood the point of like competitive sports. I just thought they were kind of dumb, and I'm sorry if I'm speaking a little bit too candidly. I just thought like everybody that got so, for lack of a better term, like all roided out about like the importance of sports and stuff like that. I was just like, I don't know, I could care less. So I never really put that much time and effort into it. I didn't really feel like I was supported much by my coaches and teammates. So it was probably like a mutual thing, right? But then I got into martial arts, and it was more like self-guided. It was more like, not self-guided, but, individual, like collectively. Thankfully, the Taekwondo school I went to, it was not the case with the Muay Thai school I went to. You kind of had this camaraderie where it was like, you were in a school, so you're all in it together. But at the same time, a lot of it was just based on your individual interest and practice level. And I felt like I related to that more. And I got a lot more compliments from my instructor and a lot more support from people. And I don't know, it was the only sport that I really, and I don't even like considering it a sport because there's a practical self-defense element to it. But it's, for lack of a better term, the only sport that I really got into, which is why I think that had an effect on it too. The Muay Thai school I went to, and I won't even talk about which one it was. It was just like, I don't know. it had none of the good aspects of it. It was just like basically going to a gym with a bunch of dude bros that were like trying to figure out how to hurt people. And I don't know, like, I understand the point of martial arts is self-defense and stuff like that, but I don't know, all those egos, it just, that kind of kills me. I guess I got a little bit jaded, and I don't want to say too much about it either, but my Taekwondo instructor eventually like lost his mind. I don't know. Like a lot of people, there were just some, and I don't want to say too much about it because, I have friends, but yeah, during the 2016 election, I think like my old Taekwondo instructor just went off the deep end, like way off the deep end. And I was just like, I don't know. I think that had an effect on it too. Yeah, but I felt like I got away from that ego thing in sports when I went to my Taekwondo school, and then I went to the Muay Thai school, and it was just the same thing all over again. Like some people just not necessarily looking to help everybody get better. It's just everybody in competition with each other and trying to prove their superiority and stuff like that. And I don't know, in a martial arts school, my opinion was always like, no, we got to learn how to do this, so we can defend ourselves. But, like we're in the same school. I'm not your competition or your enemy. We should be practicing together so that if anything does happen, we're all prepared, individually, Anyway, I promise it's not an unhappy topic, but there is, I guess there's some baggage there. Welcome to therapy with JM DeSantis. Actually, there's a funny thing too. Total not completely a non sequitur. I mentioned therapy with JM DeSantis. I have been told that I might have missed my calling in life. People said I might have made a good therapist, but I think that would be a depressing job for me. I like helping people, but I think hearing too much of that all day would have an adverse effect on my own mental health. It's kind of why I got into teaching. Part because I wanted to be a martial arts instructor at one point, and the other part just because I like helping people. Unfortunately, teaching is not what it was when I first got into it. It's starting to become a very, very different place. And I was already kind of like unorthodox. There's a lot of things about teaching and teachers that I never agreed with. And then no, there is a calmness to my personality, but I never like to be dishonest about it. Like people are always surprised. Like it's gotten better, but I used to have a very short fuse. Not a short fuse. I wouldn't say it was short, but an explosive. When I got angry, it would be explosive. Once it finally did, I kind of would bottle stuff up and then it would come out. But I've gotten better about it. I wouldn't say perfect, but who is? I just, but I like operating calmly. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I like living right in that middle point, like that gray area. I don't like things to be too exciting because I think that's just anxiety inducing. And I don't like things being too upsetting, because that's also anxiety inducing. I just like being in the middle, which is funny because I can have a insane and wicked sense of humor, a very dark sense of humor, and some of the people I hang out with sometimes are just like, I wouldn't say wild, but they're a trip, and I like every one of them, but I just like being calm. No, I don't. So that's a funny thing. Unless I'm just being calm for the live stream. No, I would say I'm mostly like this most of the time. I mean, most of the time. At least it's where I like to operate, I would say this is my what do they call that? It's not your base level, but well, it is your something like that. Yeah, like that's basically, that kind of calmness is my oh wait, I almost had it. Not through line, not baseline. Is it baseline? It's like my baseline personality. I think that's right. So but no, yeah, and it's funny because some people find me very easy to talk to, I guess, because that no, that was already put up. So yeah, and that's when I get the comments about people thinking I could have been a therapist. It happened a lot with my students too. They'd be like, maybe you should have been a therapist, and it's like, oh well, I appreciate that, but I'm not. So, if you feel you need therapy, you can't use me. But I never minded helping people. It still just makes me happy. It's just a personal thing, I like seeing people doing what they love and feeling fulfilled, which is why anytime somebody wants to do something creative, I'm so supportive of it. That especially, probably because there's a little bit of bias there, of course. But yeah, I love it when people go out and do it. Yeah, well, again, that's why I thought about doing the what is it, the ASMR like drawing videos. And I don't know, maybe people would listen to these for that reason. I mean, I would never mind people doing that. It's cool, whatever. I'm still not crazy about my voice, but I'm getting more used to it now that I'm doing these live streams and these videos and stuff. So, but I do understand that it has a calming sound to some people. So, I appreciate that. It's like I said in the comment when you mentioned that on Instagram, Sarah. I didn't really think of my stuff as that watchable. A live stream live is great, but then again, I don't know what people like. It's like with these stickers that I just did, right? Maybe my stuff is very watchable, is what I'm saying, but I wouldn't know it. It's like with these stickers I just did. I personally never know what to do with stickers. I don't buy them. If I get offered them as part of like a gift for supporting something or whatever, I take them graciously. I'm always happy to have them, but I don't know what to do with them. So I never really thought about making them until I started seeing them on people's tables, and I still was kind of like, stickers. what do you do with stickers? Until people started saying, like, no, people really like stickers. People love buying stickers. So I was like, all right, stickers it is. And then I came up with ideas for like 70 something designs and whittled my first printing down to 24 designs. So hopefully they do well. But why did I start that? It was over. Oh, right. I don't think I necessarily have a pulse on what people like. So, maybe my live streams are very watchable. And if they are, great. I wouldn't think they are, but that's just me. Because what do I know, really? And it's true. What do I really know? Like, I put together content and, I write and draw things, but I write and draw usually as things that I'm told to write and draw, or mostly draw. I haven't done too much assignment writing, but, I'm either told to do it or it's something that I like. So it's like, what do I know about what other people like? I just know what I like. I'm not supposed to what? I'm sorry. I said so much right now that, and these comments always come in so late. Since I babble, I just talk on and on endlessly. But I guess it keeps it entertaining for some people. Or there's other people that watch these and they're like, oh my God, JM is really a lunatic. He's not even like joking. He has lost his mind. That's okay though. I don't care. Think what you will. We'll all be well, a lot of times assumptions aren't right anyway. But that's one of the themes of the Kirkland horror. Not to spoil anything, but a lot of it is misunderstandings and assumptions about things that you really don't know anything about. I just purchased 400 stickers from Amazon for my TBR cart. I may have went overboard. Then you post that you have stickers. Yes, I do. I do have stickers. 24 designs. 24 different designs. I think that's right. At least that's what the receipt from Sticky Brand said. 24 different designs. It just got so out of hand. And I still have more I want to do, Rob. I still have more stickers I want to print up. I just tried to get the horror themed and Halloween themed out, and just a few others that I just couldn't say no to. You have some room. I save some room on the cart. Well, I don't want to compete with the 400 stickers you bought. I was developing the stickers. I just, I just they took a little longer than expected. But it's like everything else. I think that's another reason why I didn't know what to draw tonight too. I just produced so much work this year between the stickers and all the fan art pieces for prints and everything. And disappointingly, really haven't gotten to touch Chadiana much. And yeah, I think there's a part of me that's just like, I'm not burnt out on doing shows, but I feel like my creative brain has just like emptied to a certain extent because I've just really been working it extra hard this year. But that's good. Hopefully, it gets my stamina up so that next year, I can do almost twice as much. Anyway. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to get to finish him, but I keep going back over lines and stuff like that, fixing it as I go. But yeah, you know, well, I'm not going to lie, Sarah, and I probably shouldn't admit this in a live stream. The last 2 days, not today as much, because I did get some work done. I got some work done yesterday, but Sunday, because I had that show on Saturday, and Monday, which was my mom's birthday, and we did go out for that. But I spent a lot of time playing Lords of the Fallen, which is a new game. It came out the same day as the Kirkland Horror, and I knew that game was coming out on the 13th, but since I didn't get the Kirkland Horror out in August around H.P. Lovecraft's birthday, I was like, well, Friday the 13th in October sounds great. Anyway, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that just because I've been feeling kind of burnt out. And I have stuff I still got to do. I needed a couple of days. So I think my brain's getting a little bit of rest. And, when I'm up in Salem, it'll get some rest then too before I go back into the cellar mode. But I do have the street fair this weekend, and I do have some stuff to get done before the weekend too. And I'm sure I'll be working a little bit during that week. But yeah, it's slowing down. I just had a tremendous amount of stuff to get done. And I scrapped some projects and I'm just pushing them to next year, like other artwork and other artwork and merchandise and stuff like that I'd like to do for Halloween. Like I had a whole bunch of Lovecraftian stuff, including Gentleman Cthulhu, that I wanted to do for this year, and it's just going to have to be next year's stuff. Well, Gentleman Cthulhu doesn't have to be next year, but I wanted to do a few more witches too. I just ran out of time and energy, so. But I still got a lot done, and I'm happy about it. Like, definitely not getting done as much as I wanted to. Wasn't like, I didn't get anything done. I really got a lot done. But yeah, it'll slow down now because the bulk of the work's done. I just don't want it to slow down to a crawl. I want to keep things moving. But yeah, my brain will get a rest. That's my long way of saying, don't worry. Yeah, I know she does. Right, really? No, I don't feel too overwhelmed most days. Only a little bit. I think Sunday I was feeling that, but most days I don't. I'll tell you this very honestly. When I was in my 20s and trying to work full time as a creator, and a lot of things were changing because I was taught about mailing things out, and you can't email editors, and there wasn't really a way to monetize your creative career other than working for other people. So things were very different when I was getting out of college in my 20s. At that time, all my ideas and what I had to do, that felt very overwhelming. But no, most days I don't feel overwhelmed. Some days I feel like I'm working very hard, but that also feels very good. Like, I don't know, there's something about like putting in the effort and the work and seeing the product that's very satisfying to me. So no, I don't feel overwhelmed too often. But there's a part of me that's a little tired just for how many hours I've been putting in. But I'm getting a little bit of a break, and I knew that that was coming, right? That's part of why I planned to take a few days in Salem, because I was like, I'm going to be working so hard to get to this. I'm going to need to take a few days to just decompress. I might have hit a little bit of a wall the last couple days where I just still needed some extra time. But I was talking to a few people about it. I do need to get better at, if I'm working multiple conventions every weekend, I have to take days off during the week. I can't jump right just because it's Monday. I can't say, "Oh, I got to start working tomorrow." So I'll be more conscious about that too. So I'll be all right. I appreciate you uh, thinking about that and mentioning it and looking out for me. But yeah, I'll be all right. And I'm gonna enjoy Salem. I'm really looking forward to that trip. I just I can't wait. I hope it's as even more epic than I'm expecting, but I don't think it's going to disappoint. Anyway, we're at 10 o'clock, so yeah, I'm sure I am. I'm sure I am. I wish I could just be up there for the whole month, or even like 2 weekends, because I was offered this weekend as well, but I didn't do it because of my niece's birthday. When I was speaking to everyone about the dates, they were like, "No, take the next weekend because it's Lily's birthday," and then it worked out because the street fair got delayed till this weekend anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to do it. That or there's a horror show down in Atlantic City this weekend too, which I can't do because of the street fair. But yeah, if I could have, I would have done both weekends and then done the week in between. I don't know. I'll think about next year though. Maybe what I could do is do Salem one weekend, go see Steph and Carrie Ann if they're willing to have me over, or I could go see my friend Tim because he's in Rhode Island, and then I could pop back for the next weekend because New Jersey is a much further drive anyway. Though I'll figure that out. That's next year me's problems. That's future me's problems. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad you got to see it too, Rob. I hope you enjoyed it. First time in the live stream, I actually drew something for somebody. Well, I mean, I was planning on doing a Gentleman Cthulhu print, so you just gave me the excuse to start getting it moving. So yeah, I'll finish it up. It's not going to be ready for Salem. I won't have time. Yeah, if you get to the street fair, cool. If not, if you do though, don't worry. Like I have covering. I got a 10 by 10 whatchamacallit, tent. And like I said, it has sides that I can put up. So depending on how bad the rain is, I might be, well, I'll definitely put one side up, but I might put a couple more depending on how bad the rain is. And if you don't make it, that's okay. I'm still going to be in New Jersey a bunch before the end of the year. It's always on my website, which now I have a link tree that links to everything directly, which is great. Makes it much easier to find stuff when I'm talking about it. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I'm running on a bit, but yeah, thanks, Rob. This is going to turn out good. I like it. The fireplace was a good addition. Yes, thank you. You too, Sarah. And well, I'm gonna do a live stream next week, but I think I'm doing it from Steph and Carrie Ann's house, so they might be on the live stream too. We might have dueling drawings, which will be great. Me and Steph Wilson together. Yeah, enjoy your night. Good night. I'll see you all next week, maybe at 8 p.m. Otherwise, Sarah. Well, Rob, I might see you at the street fair. Sarah, I'll see you in Salem. Anybody else, I'll see you when I see you. Have a great night, everyone. And yeah, next Tuesday at 8. See you later.